Welcome to a special edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Vanessa Castaneda. Today we will be discussing our Titans leaving their legacy. And we have Kris Adler, who is graduating this semester, and she will be talking about her legacy here at Cal State Fullerton. Thank you so much, Kristle, for joining us on the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Vanessa. I'm so excited.
How do you feel? Excitement, scared? What are you feeling?
I think the best word to describe what I am feeling, and probably a lot of our classmates are feeling, is relief that it is over. It's sad, it's bittersweet, but it's a huge relief to finally be done, you know?
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. Coming through the pandemic and everything, it's a relief for sure. So
Yeah.
How has everything been as far as your classes, transitioning into in-person?
So when I first started at Cal State Fullerton in 2020, I ended up having to withdraw from all of my classes because of the pandemic. And so that's how I started here. So it was a really rough start. And then I only did 3 semesters here before I graduated, and I packed like 6 classes in each semester so that I could be done in 3. And so for me, it was mostly online. And this past semester, the fall 2021 semester was my first semester, my first and only semester on campus. Mm-hmm. So it was a change, and it was the only time that I really got to be part of the Titan TV family and to be in the studio, and even with masks on. In the beginning of the shows, we were wearing masks in the beginning of the semester. So having that, being able to be on campus for that last semester was I think a true blessing, and so maybe it was worth it withdrawing in that first, in the spring of 2020.
That's awesome. Just the time that you spent, that's a short amount of time, you were able to grow a lot from that. So how did you manage to get through the Titan TV family?
I think one of my professors, I think Dr. Russell, mentioned Titan TV, and I wish I had known about it a lot sooner. There wasn't a lot of advertisement within my professors about it, but I think Dr. Russell in the comm department ultimately did mention it. And then I contacted Jeffrey, and the rest is history. So, and it has been, you've been part of the Titan TV as well. And so it's like a community, and there's so much to be learned. There's so many resources here that we have available if we make the time for it. So, and I think it's fair to say that I've really tried to utilize the time wisely. And so I jam-packed last semester and then even this semester. So it's been great.
Yeah. What has been your most favorite experience here?
Definitely Titan TV.
Yeah.
Titan TV gave me the opportunity to really go out and write the stories I wanted to write and report how I wanted to report, put the show together, like the shows that I've always dreamed about having myself, and doing In Focus and sitting down with professors and talking about topics that were hot topics that we wanted, like current events that we wanted to talk about. So giving me that platform to do the kind of news I wanted to do for the first time in my life, I had the tools to do that. And I think that has been pivotal in my career as a journalist, is getting that hands-on experience that I didn't otherwise have.
Right, most definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
And what other organizations were you a part of here at Cal State Fullerton?
Well, I was also president of the Society of Professional Journalists, the CSUF chapter. I was a DJ for Titan Radio. I had a mental health awareness show called Peace of Mind, and we had a lot of experts on the show that would come and talk about serious topics like suicide, depression, anxiety, and so Peace of Mind was a great experience that I had with Titan Radio. And then I was part of the Honor Society, and then of course with Titan TV. So I think I tried to stay as busy as I could, because we didn't have much time on campus.
Right. That's so true.
Yeah.
But I do like that you have so many different options that you've been able to branch off here in this experience. So what do you plan to do after, now that you are graduating?
Well, I just started my own news channel, KLA Media, And I know, so a little plug there. I'm so excited for it. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I was working with a graphic designer here at Cal State Fullerton to design my logo, and there's still a lot still involved, but now it's my own channel. And the reason I started this news channel was because for me as a single mother and someone who has to work full time outside of news is not an option for me right now. You know, it's just not feasible, but I still want to do the news because the news is my passion. So I started the news channel so it's something that I can do on my own time, stories, feature stories, and other reports that I can do, and then work on them at my leisure and upload them to my channel where I'm not on a deadline per se, because I really can't do deadlines right now. Right. So that was the whole purpose behind starting my my channel. So when you say, what am I going to do next? I think it's really going to be cultivating this channel, really bringing it from the ground up and just adding content to it, finding those stories, writing those stories, reporting on those stories, and being a part of the community. You know, I've received some wonderful scholarships while I've been here, and I've received the NBCU Academy Fellowship and the Vicky Vargas Broadcasting Scholarship. So those are really two big achievements that I'm really proud of, and I think I'm going to take that and my experience with Titan TV and kind of just build on this news network, and then see where that goes, you know?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I'm so proud of you, Kristle. Just
Thanks,
to be able to see you flourish. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell our viewers how important it is to network in this industry?
Networking is absolutely crucial. And I think we've seen it, Vanessa, working with Titan TV, the different kind of, even receiving scholarships and networking with our professors. Our professors have connections. And then, going out and just meeting people and going to events, going to SPJ events. Networking is key. Because when they say it's not what you know, it's who you know, that really, there's a lot of truth to that, and it's also being in the right place at the right time. Mm-hmm. But when you do meet that person and it is the right place, you want to make sure that you've done your due diligence and you've done you have a strong background and a foundation where when that time presents itself, you're going to be ready to take that opportunity. So networking is crucial. And you want to present yourself as a credible journalist. You want to present yourself as somebody who has a lot of integrity, somebody who has really learned from their professors and taken that advice. And I think in that way, taking that along with any networking opportunities you can get it's like I said, it's so crucial. It's so important.
Do you have any special professors that have inspired you to continue on this legacy?
Dr. Frank Russell has been a mentor for me, and he will be a mentor. And he said he will be a mentor to me until he's dead. I was like, don't say that. But I really respect him, and he's not a broadcast journalist. He was a written journalist, and he's worked for some really great newspapers. And I think he has such a deep ethical code within him, and that's what he tries to pass on to his students. And I worked with him very closely with my writing to make sure it was ethical and I wasn't violating any of the ethical codes of journalism. And I think Dr. Russell is someone that I continue to turn to when I have a question. And Dr. Gail Brisbane, she was great. She was so great having her for OC News and just learning all the tricks of the trade and having somebody who was an actual reporter out there. I think that was big, because there was somebody that was out in the field and someone that we could bounce ideas off of. And so I think those two professors really stand out for me. And those are two people that I'm in contact with all the time, people who I reach out to all the time. So I think those two.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They are amazing professors here.
Yeah.
I know. And what kind of reporter do you hope to become?
I was interviewing for a position at Spectrum a few months ago, and the executive producer was asking me, he said, what do you want to do? And I kind of was like going back and forth, I like hard news and I like investigative reporting, but I like this too and I like that. And so I was like, I'm sorry, that's not a clear-cut answer. And he was like, no, That was the perfect answer, because you should not know exactly what you want to do unless you've done it all, and then you would know. And so for me, I was like, yeah, okay. So I was like, okay, well, I was on the right track there. But I think to answer that question, Vanessa, I think what it comes down to is I love investigative reporting. I love digging a little deeper, and I like hard news. I'm not an entertainment reporter. I have done entertainment, and it's fun, but where my heart is in the hard news. I like to cover criminal trials and crime, and so I think where I see myself is working along those lines in hard, serious news and investigative journalism. But that's not to say that I'm limiting myself, and I will definitely be open to other areas as well.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
No, of course, in this industry, you have to be flexible. You have to offer more than you would like.
Yeah, no, it's true. And we've learned that, and we have to be flexible. We have to wear all different hats. And so, and like, that executive producer at Spectrum said, you can't know what you want to do until you've done it all, right? So I think that's fair to say.
Now, I know you've also been an executive producer here at Titan TV. How has that been for you?
So I am wrapping up this semester as sole executive producer of the report at In Focus. And last semester I was a co-executive producer for the report. And it's been a challenge, and it's been a great challenge. And in a way, you're managing, it's like managing employees. It's, gathering ideas and directing them and delegating stories and making sure that our script is ready to go when it's go time. And if someone calls out, then we got to go in there and we got to make sure we have stories. And of course, as a mom and working full time outside of this, it was so hard to navigate that, but we got it done.
Yeah.
And I think we have one more show next week, and the anchors though have really, my three anchors, Amanda, Marissa, and Jessica, have been so great and easy to work with. And I think that makes it easier for an EP when you have great people to work with. And my interns helping with the stories, I couldn't have done it without them. But I don't know if being an EP is somewhere where I'd like to stay. I can do it, but I think, I want to be strictly a reporter at this point.
Gotcha.
So
no, that's amazing. Just like as I mentioned, it's important to be able to be flexible and sort of know the field overall.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. What would you like to tell our viewers? If you can say like one thing about your experience here at Cal State Fullerton.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest things that I would say is get involved while you are here. Use the time that you have to really get to know your professors. They have so many students every semester, and when you come back and you want to get a letter of recommendation, you want to make sure that they remember you first of all. So I think really getting to know your professors, really network with your classmates. That is huge. And getting that hands-on experience. For me, it was getting involved with Titan TV and Titan Radio, and it has actually changed the trajectory of my career because of it. And so if you're not doing that, it's almost like you're really not utilizing the resources that are at hand. And that's, if you're paying that much money to go to school, then use those resources, because really they're going to pay off in the end.
Yes. What I've actually been noticing a lot with this newer generation is because they did come from the pandemic where it's hybrid or it was online only, they're not utilizing, like you mentioned, a lot of the resources here on campus. A few students have actually been on campus. So what can you recommend for them so that they can be more involved?
Like I said, I would just get out of your comfort zone, get off the couch, get out from behind the screen, and take a chance. And I know that it can be nerve-wracking and it's scary for a lot of us, even for us journalists. There are times where we're going in front of camera and my heart is racing, and and I'm sure it happens to you too.
Oh, yeah.
But as soon as we get into it, then it's like, okay, everything is good. But I think that's part of the rush that we seek. And anything in life is about taking that risk and taking that chance. if you don't do it, you'll never know.
Right.
And honestly, and I struggle with anxiety, and it's something that I'm very vocal about. Sometimes my anxiety is really debilitating. And there are days where I'm like, I really just can't do it. I can't do it. So I would say challenge yourself, push yourself, get up and go and show up anyway. And when you show up, then everything kind of falls into place. So, and it's hard. The pandemic, the Zoom meetings, I know how much everyone's going to miss those breakout rooms. Talking about awkward silences. Oh my God. Right. Those were horrible. I've never, hopefully we never have to be in another breakout room again. But the pandemic really threw a wrench in a lot of plans for a lot of people. But I think if you just challenge yourself and you go and you take that risk and you take that chance, the reward is definitely worth it. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, it sounds like, again, you've had such amazing accomplishments here at Cal State Fullerton, and we are so proud to be able to call you a Titan forever.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And you're right. And this school has been so good to me. I've received several amazing scholarships and built amazing relationships. You're one of them. Oh, yes. And it's been so amazing working with you and all of our crew here at Titan TV. And I honestly am so blessed. And when we leave, Vanessa, I know that we're going to look back and we're going to say, okay, we don't mind coming back on campus for things. There are schools where I'm just like, oh God, please, I'll never step on that campus again. But this is not one of them. And it's been such a blessing. So I have to say thank you, Cal State Fullerton. Thank you to Titan TV and to our crew, our staff, our faculty, and everyone involved that has ever had to deal with me on any show because I know it's a lot. But I am so grateful. So thank you, Cal State Fullerton. And to our president, we're so lucky. We have a president who is so involved in so much, and it creates such an amazing culture here on campus, and we are truly blessed. We are so blessed. So I am grateful.
Oh my goodness. Well, keep in touch with all of us. You know, LinkedIn. We need to utilize the LinkedIn.
Yes, utilize LinkedIn. I'm new to it myself, but honestly, I'm telling you guys, the connections are amazing. So LinkedIn is a really great resource too. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you again, Kristle, for joining us on In Focus, of course. And to you all that are currently watching, thank you for tuning in on this very special edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Vanessa Castaneda. Until next time.